Before we start, a little bit of housekeeping. Everyone likes to clean house. Everybody gets the broom out every now and then to make sure their living spaces are right.
Yeah. And if it's not a broom, it's one of those little spot sweep ones.
Yeah, maybe even a fucking vacuum.
Maybe you send the robot for a fucking sweep.
So right here, right now, we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Make sure you're rating the podcast 5 stars.
Stars.
5 stars. We'll correct them there. It's all right.
Look in the sky.
It's all right. You can only be perfect most of the time, you know?
Yeah.
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 Anyway, rate it 5 stars. Get around the YouTube. Click subscribe on there if you're into it. Please be into it because we need it.
Yeah.
No, we need you to be into it.
Yeah, and follow the podcast on whatever platform you're listening to, whether it's Apple,
And if it's
Spotify.
Apple, just like stop being tight by Spotify.
Yeah. In the nicest way possible.
Get around the Instagram as well, Mayfield_co, as well as the Mayfield hotline. You can call in, tell us all shenanigans you get up to.
And even just ask us a question, right? Send through some questions on there. You don't have to tell a whole story.
Yeah.
It could be like, hey.
Or if you want like something broken down, send it into us. We'll break the subject.
If you're curious about something, we'll answer it.
If there's like a little bit of a theory going around, like you know how we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, our bindy's non-existent. Maybe little things like that. You can just leave us a message. We'd be happy to dabble in it for a
Put
little
on
bit.
your fucking tinfoil hat and give us a buzz, cunt. All right?
100%.
This episode is going to be a fucking cracker, so stay tuned, all right? Welcome back to the Mayfield podcast, the podcast by mates for mates. I am joined with Chip Richter McGrath and Jordan Waste of Space Cox. Yeah, I know. A little bit of a drive-by on that one. My bad.
Oh, that's rough.
No, you're right, dude.
That's rough
No, you're
as fuck.
sweet.
I'll
Don't
get
worry about it.
into Chip's name a little bit later on. I want to explain it in depth.
Yeah, let's get into
Okay.
mine first.
Oh, well,
Speaks
self-explanatory.
for itself, doesn't it?
Self-explanatory. Boys, we
Quite
had
fitting.
a big week. A
We
fucking
did.
very big week. Coxie went to Girl and Girl. How was that?
Yeah, went to a band on, Friday night? That was good. Girl and Girl. Bit of a small band, but, I mean, they know how to perform. Let's just say that.
Yeah, for context, last time we saw them play, the cunt played the guitar till his fingers bled.
Yeah, and that's fucked
That's
up,
like
man.
insane. So saw him again. His fingers did not bleed this time.
Oh,
which
gross.
is like a good thing for him.
Well, maybe he's played that hard for so long that now he's just used to it.
Maybe he is playing hard.
Maybe his fingers have developed like a weird, like
Maybe a callus?
a callus of sorts, but one that goes much further than that. One that you could string on God's pubes for days and it would still hold on. Like that sort of shit.
It's like short lapse evolution.
Okay.
But we'll move on from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chip, do you want to just kick off what made and broke you? Or?
Yeah, mate. No problem at all. So what made me this week was, dude, the sleep I got Sunday night, 9.5 hours in fucking Wonderland.
It's the small things sometimes.
I was flying around with Tinkerbell. Like that's how good my sleep was.
Any dreams, or was it just a deep
No, I
slumber?
know I had a dream.
You had a wet dream.
You know the dreams you can't remember, but
No, we had a wet sleep.
the dreams you can't remember, but you know, like
It happened.
in the
It
space.
fucking
you know you had a
like,
good dream when you wake up in the morning.
when it
You know you had a
happened.
good dream when you wake up hard.
Well, I have good dreams every fucking night then. But that's what made me. And then what broke me was last weekend, like, because I had to do that fucking run on Sunday, I didn't get to go out all weekend or go anywhere. And it sort of shed me a bit,
We are
lads.
going to get into that. We are.
Should we touch on the run now? Just wait a little bit.
I reckon wait a little
Yeah,
bit.
well-
Like, let's almost build the tension. Like, similar to edging.
Yeah, and
sort of thing.
if you're listening right now and you don't know what happened with the run, check out the YouTube. It's already up by the time you're listening. Go have a little watch of it.
I may have got a tattoo on my leg.
He may.
Or I
Or
may
you
have
may-
become the quickest man on fucking earth.
We'll explain it to you guys later in fucking more depth.
In
and
good
more
context.
right?
Yeah,
Because,
100%.
context, always important.
100%.
Always.
Context,
100%.
context is king at the end of the day.
What made and broke you?
What made me this week, bit of a big thing for me, a bit of a big milestone. I moved out of home.
Oh, congratulations.
So, yeah, out of home and the parents moved into Chip's house. So now me and Chip are roommates.
Fucking
Oh,
awesome.
fuck buddies.
Yeah.
It's awesome. The first thing we did was drilled a hole in the wall that divides us both.
We've got like a glory hole in the corner just in case. But
They like measured up like diameters and circumference and sort of just averaged it out. So it
And-
suits both.
And we came to the conclusion if you can shove a Tic Tac down the hole, it's big enough for both of us.
yeah, so moved out. That's what made me just having my own place again because
His own pad.
I've kind of been sleeping in a little bit of a shithole the last like bit of
A
month.
construction site, some would say.
Literally, like actually under construction, so it's nice to have like a nice room with walls on it again. That was quite enjoyable for me this week.
A wall's with one hole in it, but apart from that, yeah, walls regardless.
And then what broke me was I woke up on Tuesday morning, right, and I thought it was Saturday. Like
That's fucked.
Oh yeah, you were
that
telling me about
actually
this.
ruined me. You know when you wake up maybe like a Thursday
And you
like,
think
is it
it's
the weekend
Friday.
or like Friday?
And that's bad enough.
That's bad. I woke up on a Tuesday and I thought it was Saturday morning because I'm not used to sleeping in their house unless it's like
on a week.
the night before the weekend.
True.
Yeah.
So I woke up like Tuesday morning after my first sleep there and I was like, oh yeah, what are we going to do today? Probably get on the piss, do something fun. And then I was like, oh no, it's Tuesday, I got to work. So that,
Not a big fan of Tuesdays.
no, Tuesdays kind of suck.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, the day after Tuesday, arguably the hardest for me.
Yeah.
We spoke about this. We have.
One thing that also broke me this week was at work. I was walking to my desk and someone like waved and said, "Hey mate," and I was like, "Hey, how are you?" Like waved back, and then I noticed he's like not actually looking at me. He was looking at the bloke behind me.
Oh,
Fuck
Rattled
me.
me, hey.
That's tough
He was in
as.
front of like 20 people as well.
how'd
because,
you
like,
play it off? Did you like sort of?
No, I didn't even.
Did you put down did you extend the arm for a wave or?
No, I full.
You're the
had-
type of dude to high five though. Like really?
Yeah,
Yeah, brother, come on.
100%.
No,
What's up, brother?
No, I put my hand up full waved, and then he knew the situation but didn't acknowledge me at all.
Oh, my.
So it kind of
Couldn't it happen to a better bloke, though?
No, it kind of helped because he didn't like embarrass me and laugh at it. We just dismissed it. I just walked to my desk, just didn't do anything about it.
So good from him.
Yeah, it was actually kind of good from him to just ignore it and dismiss it.
Because he could have made your life hell there.
He could have absolutely like, I don't know, made fun of me in front of everyone and had the best day of his life laughing about it. But he put his ego
He
to
really
the side.
did choose the higher ground.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't like. What about when a fucking handshake evades you?
Yeah.
That is the worst fucking feeling in the world.
I'll be-
Extend the arm and you sort of just left there.
Yeah.
You're left there.
Yeah, that's never a good look at all, especially when you're in a group and you're meeting people and then you're like...
I think
don't
I
know
gave
whether
Harry
this-
a bad one the other day. I think it's on film as well.
Yeah, on the
YouTube vlog.
YouTube. It's on there at
Yeah.
the end. So
Great.
potentially, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, the
You'll have
end
to
or
watch to
midway
find
through.
out.
Yeah.
Who
Harry,
fucking knows?
is it a Harry reveal? Nah, he was on the last vlog, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on the last one.
Shout out to him.
Good fella.
What made me this year?
This year?
Oh, fuck. Oh, I must have had a good week. No, what made me this week is it's coming into my favourite time of the year. So we woke up. What day was it? Maybe
think it was
Tuesday.
Tuesday was
and
cold.
It was Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
Wednesday,
Tuesday, I thought it
yeah.
was Saturday and it screwed me over.
And
it was
for,
Wednesday.
for anyone who lives in Queensland, it's like hot until it's not. Like the breeze just comes in and that's like the
Yeah.
switch.
From the south, I presume.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe from the Antarctics, the icebergs.
Yeah,
even.
that's south.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It honestly does.
And it just really is my favourite time of the year. It starts cooling down. Chafe on my balls, not as bad. Fishing gets good.
Well, chafe on your balls chilled.
And you know what the most important thing is? You can start wearing pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been loving that, wearing some
Yeah.
long pants lately.
You know what I've noticed, and I really did want to address it earlier in the week, but every single year, boys, when this winter breeze sets in, I start to get a bit of like windburn on my lips, pretty close.
No.
And I
agree.
thought about early in the week, I was like, fuck, it's coming. I'll address it now.
I can fix that.
But I couldn't. Oh, can ya? But I couldn't get paw all week. So like, I'm knowing it's coming. I know next week I could be fucked. But so tomorrow the first thing I'm gonna do is go get paw.
It's bad. Chicks are different because they've always got it strapped on them. I feel like it's a bit bad for a bloke because you don't expect lip balm until it's too late, and then you got to play the recovery game.
And then you're playing the catch up game.
Yeah, you know exactly because you got red lips. You're walking around like a dickhead, like that guy from Monsters Inc. with the big red lips. He gets sucked out.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean,
yeah.
right? And then you just got to play the catch up game, and everyone looks at you weird.
What do we got? But you know the thing with lip balm and all that, because when I was younger, I was on Orangutan. What's it called?
Roaccutane.
Orangutan.
Orangutan.
Yeah, I was with a couple of orangutans. No, for my skin, and
Yeah.
the shit made my lips that dry, and I was just like a fiend for
Were
lip
you on
balm.
that? I didn't even know.
when I was a bit younger, and I remember just being in school trying to put lip balm on without looking fruity. Like
I'm
pouting my lips and shit.
Can you? Can you put lip balm on without looking fruity?
Paw, definitely, because it's a finger job.
No.
I don't think you can.
No, because you get glossy lips with paw, so I stay away from that for my lips.
Even when you put in your when your fingers going around your lips, you look fruity. I don't reckon you get away from it.
I reckon I've nailed the sneaky lip balm put on your lips. It just looks like I'm wiping my face.
I don't use lip balm at all.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like once you go start using it, it's so difficult to get off. It's sort of like Lush Ice vapes.
Yeah, that's why I only use it when I have to, which is the catch-up game, which kind of sucks.
Anyway, what broke me is all fucking week I was driving to Kilcoy, which for anyone who doesn't live on the Sunshine Coast, it's an hour and 10 minutes from where I'm based, like where I live. But it had me thinking, all right. It had me thinking. So the Kilcoy Rugby League team, the Kilcoy Yowies.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
And I was cooking all week and I was asking myself some questions. Do you believe in Yowies? Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you believe in all things mythical? And I wanted to know your opinion on it.
I like to believe that.
I'm not going to lie. I'm driving through the up and down of Kilcoy. Shout out to it.
Kilcoy's known for Yowies.
Couple hills.
Well,
and I'm scouring the hills for Yowies. Couldn't see any, but look, I'm not opposed to it. And I wanted to get maybe even the listener's opinion if you've ever had a Yowie encounter.
That's a good call. I'd like to think that below the coverage of the trees' leaves, I'd like to believe that there are such mythical creatures roaming around our great earth.
Yowies are predicted to be like 6 foot tall, aren't they? Like they're quite big.
But when you've got trees that are like, what, 20 foot 8? You just like
20 foot 8.
They then become really easy to like hide in plain sight.
No, but do you genuinely think they exist? Or do you think it's all a hoax? Like all those shoes.
Be honest,
all
you
those
go
shows.
Chip and I'll go after.
I know Chewbacca exists because I'm sitting next to the cunt.
I'm just trying to think, man. So next time you put me off, I'm going to have to like sort your fuck out.
Sort your fuck out. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
do you want me to go then, Chip?
I don't reckon. So I don't really reckon they exist.
Yeah.
But in my dream world, I'd like to think that once upon a time they may have wandered our Earth.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that. I'd like to think that all
dream
these fucking
story.
nut jobs going around claiming this, claiming that. I'd like to think there's a bit of fucking evidence behind them. I don't want them to go batshit crazy for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I want them to have some sort of evidence to stand on. Not that I've seen one, but I hope some poor cunt living in a shack in the middle of butt-fuck nowhere. I'd hope maybe he's seen a glimpse of one. Maybe he's seen the moon shine off one.
See, with me for Yowies like the Australian Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
So it's the same sort of shit. I'd like to believe that maybe there is some out there, just because it's fun to think maybe there is some.
Yeah.
You know, like you drive and you're looking for them, whatever. It's just fun to know that maybe there's a big fucker out there just walking around.
Could you imagine if you're just cruising and you just see some fucking 7 foot hairy thing just staring at you? Like what's that bloke off the Big Les show?
Sassy,
yeah, Sassy Sasquatch.
Imagine if you saw him while you were taking a drive. Holy fuck.
You'd have to pull over and smoke a Scott Green with him, sort of thing.
But I think on a real note, they're not really a thing. But I think they're not a thing now, but potentially a thing in the past. Because how else do people get so fixated on this shit?
Yeah.
Well, how would it come up?
Maybe there
if it
was
wasn't a
some in
thing?
the past.
But that's they found that apparently there was encounters of the Tasmanian devil in Tasmania.
No, Tasmanian devils are real. It's the Tasmanian
tiger. Sorry,
Yeah, but
I was going
were
to say,
no, but
holy
still
fuck.
existing.
Yeah.
They were caught on trail cams and all that.
Yeah.
But they still the whole of Tasmania is still searching for them.
Tasmania, those poor cunts have got some weird shit going on down there. eh?
Weird
Thank
shit,
God
weird
there's a
sh-
great sea separating us from them.
Is Tasmania a
There's-
mythical state?
It is.
There's weird shit separating them from their cousins. There's weird shit with the wildlife. There's a lot going on.
And you know
down
the most fucked thing is, I think about this all the time. So the Sydney to Hobart, an infamous race. That's their journey to get fucking back on the mainland. That's how those cunts are going to take over Australia.
I think
Shout
we'd
out
be
to
sweet.
Tasmania.
Yeah, shout out to Tassie. Good on yous. But speaking about this Bigfoot conspiracy, whatever, it just sparked something in my head.
Coxie, by the way, for everyone listening, absolutely loves conspiracy. Every single Sunday morning I wake up, he tells me about how he's been on TikTok for 4 hours and now he knows something about Earth that no one does.
It's awesome. It's so good. But no, I saw this thing on Instagram. It's a little bit relevant. And it was like, if you had one chance to say one sentence and every single person in the world could hear and understand it, what would it be? Because do you want to give my example first there?
Yeah, give us an example.
So an example was one person has left the Matrix. You have 7 billion people remaining.
So you're trying to wig people out.
Yeah, like one sentence to just wig everyone out. Everyone hears it. Everyone's like, what the fuck? You had one chance. So they were like, one example was one person has successfully escaped the Matrix. 7 billion
that's
something
the
remaining.
pinnacle, though. You
And
can't really
everyone
beat
hears it.
that.
Imagine you hearing that and you're going, holy fuck, like this world actually isn't what we thought.
I reckon I'd do something time traveler-esque. Like,
be like,
as in, like, I'm from the future.
Yeah.
There's going to be a cataclysm unless you fix your shit and wipe out this woke shit.
I'd be like,
Wipe out this fucking woke shit because that's going to be the demise of Mother Planet Earth chip. Wipe out that shit. That's what I'd say.
I'd be like, player 7,000,001 killed the Ender Dragon.
Everyone's like, what Minecraft?
Or mine would be like, get off, you're hurting her. No, but how that would be weird.
Coxie would be like, everyone would hear it. His would be like, do you need a water?
I'd be asking everyone for a drink.
Well, what's something that you?
How good would that
What's
be?
something that would really wig out people?
Well, that-
like, you can't beat that.
Escaping a Matrix.
But you don't think you can
Best
beat that.
Wig out ever.
time traveler as well, though. Maybe
Time traveler would be awesome as well.
Imagine something like
bomber clat.
Yeah, that's a good one. Bomb clap. So it's like dissecting.
Imagine
bomb
someone.
clap
Imagine,
here.
so say you're in
Bomb
like
dash.
2010. Imagine you're like in 2010 and like everyone hears COVID is coming,
Yeah.
like some shit like that, and you're like, what the fuck, COVID?
I'd be like,
10 years
ooh.
later, you're like, holy fuck, that cunt wasn't kidding.
But it's almost like one of those things. If everyone could hear it, you could be like, the end of the world's coming in this year, and everyone would just plan
Start
for it.
prepping,
It would almost
yeah.
just happen
Well,
anyway.
there might be a thing because there's about 40 movies like dedicated. Have you heard like scientists and shit? They're like, all right, yeah, next year the world is going to come to an end.
Yeah, well,
like
it's-
if you keep guessing it every year, no shit, one day you're going to be fucking
Well,
right.
it goes back to
Like weather people.
It goes back to like ancient times where it was like, this year there's going to be a catastrophic event, and then it actually happened, and they followed a trail, and then it kind of got a little bit out of hand. Like 2012, the world
Well,
was meant to end.
you can play your luck for so long before it like doesn't become luck. It becomes like what's actually going to fucking happen.
Like, as you said, weathermen. Should we
Oh
go-
my God.
I fuck those guys.
Yeah, but
man.
talking about last week, our last podcast we filmed on a Friday, and we were writing off our whole weekend because we thought it was going to be raining. Barely even rained.
You know what I'd feel more at peace with? If those cunts came out and said, hey, we don't really have the slightest fucking clue what we're on about. We're sort of just having a guess. Having a go,
I'd
if
sleep
you will.
easier.
Yeah.
I would sleep
sleep
easier.
so much easier. But no, they've got to forecast stuff.
And they've got-
forecast stuff that they have no fucking clue about. All right, maybe it's an inkling.
Do you
But
reckon-
it's not enough. It's not enough.
Do you reckon they go home, say like, they're like, oh, tomorrow we're going to have 20 mil. If they get 20 mil, do you reckon they walk out of the office like they're a fucking king?
Yeah, they just, no, that's the thing though.
I reckon they bust
Wait,
a load on themselves when
What's
they get it right.
the strike rate of those
wait,
fucking idiots?
Those cunts in front of the green screen, if they get it right, they walk around like kings. They're like, yeah, I told you on Wednesday.
I reckon they finish all over themselves when they get it right. I reckon they do. I reckon they're sitting there, and if they predict 20 mil, they get 20 mil, and I reckon they sit there and they just go until the cows come
Yeah,
home.
but like,
But then they come like another day. They might say, oh, it's raining tomorrow. It doesn't rain. They go, oh, yeah, it moved away. You can only play the moved away card for so
No, but
long.
they're-
Jesus Christ.
they're the first ones to pat themselves on the back when they get it right. When they get it wrong, you don't hear anyone putting their hands up going, yeah, you know what? We got that wrong.
Yeah, it was the
You
other
never-
weatherman, they
no
say.
account- Accountability. No accountability.
Let's get some accountability in there.
It's all cloud seeding anyway, so it'd be hard to predict. That was a fucking joke. I think we've dribbled for a little bit. I think it's time to address not the literal elephant in the room, the metaphorical elephant in the room, and everyone's wanting to know the answer. They are.
The answer to what you could call the homebred version of Ned Brockman. Mm-hmm. Chip Fatman.
And then behind the lens, the whole trip was Coxie Fuckwit. So
So, yeah, Chip, you want to
Let's
go?
set the scene. Set the scene from Tell them what you set out to do.
So setting the scene, I think it would have been like a week ago now, wouldn't it? Exactly a week ago.
Not last episode, the episode before, you put out a little challenge to yourself.
So it was last episode, man.
It wasn't. It was the one before.
All right, so whatever episode it was, I said this coming Sunday, I will do half a mara, and if I fail, I will let anyone of the Mayfield listeners tattoo whatever they want on my leg.
No training, by the way. Not even a run around the block.
Nah.
It's like, yeah, he's ran in the past. No shit, everyone has.
Yeah.
But no training for a half marathon.
But that's what the whole thing was about. It was about proving to the cunts that run every day that, like, running around in joggers on concrete and grass, it's not that fucking special.
It's not exhilarating.
No.
By no means.
Those run clubs, they walk around like their shit doesn't stink, and they act like this lifestyle's way better than ours. And
End of the day, so you win Sunday morning. You've missed out on winning Saturday night.
And Friday night.
So that's what it comes down to.
Run clubs are merely just like a facade for let's run a couple Ks, get coffee, then have a fucking orgy.
And get on
That's what they are.
literally.
Let's not beat around the bush with
So
this
I'm
stuff.
joining a rum club.
You pump out 5Ks and then you're trying to pump out something else over coffee.
Yeah, apparently they have shirts for people who are single now.
Yeah, I've seen
clubs.
that color-coded.
Where was that? Because I saw it on TikTok.
I don't know where I seen it.
Cox's
Maybe talking
Instagram.
about in a cloud seating reel or something, maybe.
No, but yeah, some run clubs, different color shirt to show that you're single. By the way, that's like the biggest like desperate card you can
That
play.
is a massive desperate card.
Like you're already at a run club, already there's a bit of a stigma in the air, right? Joke on the stigma.
And then you see Coxie running around in a green shirt.
in a bright green fluoro shirt.
What
sitting there
the
like,
fuck?
Hey, what's up, ladies?
And it's got pick me on in massive font on the front.
with my runner sunnies on, and I'm at the cafe after. What do you drink? Skinny flat white. Let me get it for you. Let me get you a coffee. You know that sort of shit.
that sort of thing.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah,
anyway, yeah.
So I went out, I was doing half a mara, or I like really copped a bad consequence. And what I ended up winning was if I didn't complete the 21Ks, I'd get Coxie's head on me. And I was going to let him draw it. He probably would have paid someone to do it.
Yeah,
but
It was because we put up a poll, right?
We put up a whole poll. Everyone could enter in what they wanted. We selected like the best ones. There was a lot of SWAT stickers in there that we had to get rid of because you can't. That was like the one thing that we couldn't do, SWAT stickers. We just...
anything that was like racist or homophobic,
Yeah.
we do not condone.
yeah, so we draw the line there, but we let Hitler smoking a crack pipe, we let that go.
That was there.
That tying with Coxie's head, I'd begin to wonder, is there something going on there?
There was a little bit of a correlation between me and Hitler smoking a crack pipe. I'm not sure where it is, but it's probably in there somewhere.
So they
neck
both
and neck.
smoke crack pipes. So that's what we've come to at the end of it.
My face won by like 3 votes as well.
Yeah,
Like, it was
dude,
ridiculous.
yours was in the lead for fucking ages.
Like hundreds of people were like fucking voting on it.
So I went into the Sunday morning when I was running, knowing if I didn't complete it, I was gonna have probably the worst person on earth's face on my leg. To say that lightly.
For the perspective of that his girlfriend would then see me every time, if you know what I mean. And when it comes to that, you'd hate to make your mate jealous.
Yeah.
You'd hate to put yourself in that sort of position. So
See, I'm
100%,
more like-
for Chip's perspective, the worst possible outcome, my face.
I'm more
think about it
thinking
like
of
that,
like, see Coxie's face. I mean, like, I've got a dick here at the centre of me. To the right of me, I don't want a dick head. So that's what I was thinking
fair,
from.
fair,
So
fair.
I sat out there, and yeah, there wasn't, knowing that the consequence was pretty serious, there wasn't a time where I was like, nah, I'm not finishing this. So I trotted along. You got to watch a YouTube because it displays it all very clearly. Yeah. And yeah, at the end of it, I did end up, despite having a shot of vodka at, 18 Ks?
18 Ks, he had a shot of vodka. He done it.
I did it.
Despite all odds.
I knocked 21 Ks out. And before, like, Coxie, you can back me here. When I finished, I didn't pause the Strava, and we posted that I did it in, I think it was in 2 hours and 17 minutes. But
yeah, it was like 6 minute 30 Ks.
But in reality, I actually did it in 6 minute 21 Ks.
Yeah, he did. I'll back him on that. We forgot to pause the Strava.
So,
But like,
But
that's
the-
the
no,
thing,
but
because
that's-
I
it
was
doesn't
like, the
matter.
people that didn't back me, I was like, oh, I'm going to drag it out for a bit longer. These fuckwits, they've ripped me off from the start.
It was almost like he was toying with people at a point there.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, you know
It
what,
becomes to
fuck
the point
yous.
where you get the chockies and the trophy and you go, oh, how can I pull these cunts a bit further?
Yeah.
That's
Like-
what I was thinking.
You done well, Chip. Honestly, like well done. Half a marathon without training and a shot of vodka along the way. I wouldn't have been able to do it. So
It was good.
How'd the body pull up?
Yeah, a bit sore Monday. Like, I'll put the soreness in perspective. It's like you played like a 2 or 3 day footy carnival. You know how your legs are like the day after they're just shot. That my foot when I fucked it last year, that played up a little bit. But now, boys, I'm golden.
But maybe what you got out of it was like a newfound like mental perspective.
See,
like
most would think that, and I've thought,
But
yeah,
this weekend-
I've defined the odds once now. The weekend I have coming up, I'm not going to define them this weekend. And while there's many weekends to come, I'm probably going to do the same shit I do every weekend. And you never know. At the end of the year, fuck it, I might run a marathon without training.
do you reckon you will? Is that like the next step?
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to do the Alex one. I think it's like on the 11th of August.
I'll do it
pretty
with
sure.
you.
You reckon?
Yeah,
If I'm not playing football, I'll do it with you.
Fuck yeah, do it, and I'll just film you.
Yeah, I'll do it with you. Wait, and
Awesome.
Can
for
we
them.
get this cunt to
I
run
just
something?
want- I just
No,
want-
let me say like this. So,
dude, he's a lost cause.
so
He's got no
Coxie,
ticker.
fair play to him. He filmed the whole thing. He came to my last K, crucial K, the last one, make or break sort of shit.
Yeah.
And Coxie's running next to me, and he goes, I was like, "You gonna do the last K with me?" He's like, "Yeah." Fucking oath, I got ya. We get 300 meters, and all I hear is this. And he stops and goes, "Nah, fuck this. I'm going back to the car, man. You run there. I'll meet you there."
Look, I'm going to defend myself here because that's not what happened. I'd love to give you the chockies there, but what it was is we set up a K early thinking he was going to finish, and it's all on video as well. We're like, all right, Chip, here we go. And he's like, no, I still got a K left. And we're like, oh, fuck. So started running with him for a bit with the camera. We ran like 500 meters.
He
And
was
then-
in a hoodie and jeans.
Yeah, I'm hoodie, jeans, barefoot, holding a camera. And then I was like to Chip, you run 500 meters. I said, you run 500 meters ahead or it's a couple hundred meters ahead and then run back and then I'll film you coming back and finishing. He goes, yeah, bro, I'll see you there. And he keeps running. I didn't hear him for like 4 minutes. And I called him and he goes, where are ya? And I was like, dude, I waited for you to turn around. And then I had to drive the car.
Yeah, because I thought that was the plan when he was running with me.
man.
But man, like 21 Ks, my brain wasn't really operating right.
I just
at the end of
want to link back to the name as well. I called him Chip Richter McGrath, and there's a reason behind that. So we got a direct message
Here we go.
in the
What
Instagram.
a fucking cockhead.
in relation-
I did 21 Ks and this cunt can't even let me have it.
listen. In relation to Chip's half marathon, and I'm not like we get a heap of DMs sort of, and a lot of them are like they're good chat, but they're not great.
Yeah.
But this one was fucking priceless. I've forgotten your name, but shout out to you. He said, "Hey Chip, rah 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 here. Can you please stop running? New Zealand has been suffering earthquakes for the last 3 hours."
It was like 50 confirmed dead.
Yeah,
Please
so
stop
you got
running.
killed for some shit, something dumb as fuck. But like, yeah. See, I feel like
Did you read
I feel
that?
like you can't really come at some cunt with that sort of comment after he's ran 21
No,
Ks.
you're right. You are right.
I was at Chips for the shop and he had read it and he's like, what's this mean? And
You didn't know what it meant either.
Yeah, no,
You didn't know what it meant either.
I was like, I don't know. And then we just like disregarded it and then it clicked. I was like, oh, Chip.
Because we actually had like a bit of a fucking fight with the
I
cunt.
died when I saw that. I like.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Heads
that
up
was
to him.
good.
It was funny, but like, fuck you at the same time at the end of the day. But no, it was good. Felt good. I reckon I'll definitely do a
look
full
good,
mara at the end of the year, man. Yeah, it
You
was
look
good.
fuckable,
It
actually.
was good fun. Well, I'd fuck you too, mate.
Speaking of marathons, did anyone see that Russ Cook,
Oh.
aka the hardest geezer, ran from the
Holy
top of
shit.
Africa to the bottom of Africa?
How's it? You know, I only heard about this at work the other day.
365 days?
I think it was longer than that.
Really? That is insane.
It was something like 40-something million steps he did. And you know, halfway through running it, he got abducted.
Yeah.
What?
He got abducted.
Oh, okay. So he got an Uber.
Oh, so we
Yeah, I heard
cheated.
this all before. Rashid came and picked him up.
I'm trying to see how many Ks he ran, but
I'll
I think
find it.
it was like
You yap, I'll find it.
22,000.
Well, yeah.
No. It was 16,500 Ks. I remember that off the top of my head.
Yeah, 16 and a half.
Yeah.
Bang
That is insane. And do you know, you found out at the same time as me, Chip. It was after Chip finished his half marathon.
And I was like, oh, sweet.
One
So
of
I've
our
done nothing.
mates, first thing he goes, oh yeah, there's a guy running like 16,500 Ks right now. Like,
Yeah.
like just to completely disregard his effort.
Word is Chip inspired him.
So this on his before the final day for him, he had done. Holy fuck, bro! That means he done 250 Ks his last day.
That's
What the
insane.
fuck?
Is that the
So-
world's longest run?
It would be, man.
Before like medieval
100%.
times?
So
After, I mean?
before the night before his last night before his last run, he had done 16,250 Ks. He ran for 351 days. He had
Fuck.
completed 385 marathons, 16 countries, and raised 574 pounds for charity.
574,000
£1,000.
I was gonna say,
that is
I was gonna
not
say,
a lot.
poor bloke.
Yeah. Oh, he killed it.
Dude,
Dude, imagine that. Imagine like running halfway across Earth and you get like $500 donated
Dude,
to you. You'd be
nah.
so upset.
I say it all the time. I'm not going to sit here and lie on the podcast, but if I'm running for 362 days, there is no chance I ain't pocketing some of that 562,000 that's going to get donated to
I'll tell you this,
charity.
there's no chance I'm ever working a day in my life again if I ran that.
know.
But that's the
Right.
thing that they don't like. You know how like Ned Brockman did it, and now he'd be like fair to say he did an amazing thing. Don't get me wrong, but he'd be getting paid real well now. Not that he ever would have thought about that, but like he would be getting treated really well now.
100%, and he deserves it.
He deserves it 100%.
Like,
And same as this fella.
You put yourself, your ego to the side, and then you reap the rewards later in life.
Yeah.
Like this geezer. I
Yeah.
can call him a geezer.
But
know he's a ginger as
do you know
well?
what the thing about this man is? He didn't. You know how normal like people like that like eat really good and like do everything they can to complete it. This cunt was had like
Yeah.
the worst diet of all time.
If you want to know
He's run
more,
through Africa.
I listened to a podcast with him on it before he like started attempting this run. I think it was on like the Happy Dad podcast.
It's probably
or
ours.
some
Oh,
shit.
on
Yeah,
Nell's
I think
podcast.
I think it's one of our
he was
earlier
probably on.
episodes,
Yeah,
if
he's
you
probably on
just wanna
ours.
listen to
Yeah, and like the cunt was just so nonchalant about everything. Like it was just him doing what he enjoyed.
That's the thing at the end of the day.
And he's
like,
a ginger. Like
there's people that are like people run, yeah, no shit. But there's people that are like put on this earth to just get the job fucking done.
To run.
And no matter if it's that or whatever it is, cunts like that, just no matter what the task is, they get the fucking job done.
How mentally hard would you have to be doing that shit?
how hard?
About
would
as
you get
hard as I
running?
am every day.
No, but that's the thing with gingers, man. They're either like virgins or like hectic cunts, sort of thing.
That's harsh, but
No,
That's-
good call.
no. I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just
Shout out
saying-
to all my ginger
shout out
nuts
to the
out there.
gingers, but respect all tiers.
Yeah,
But
like-
it's kind of true.
That was said with like no.
That was said with 21 years of fucking experience.
yeah. On this God-given earth.
And at the end of the day, what do we have if we don't have experience? We have little.
Inexperience?
Yeah, that'd be it.
Quite literally, 100%.
What else have we got to talk about?
I don't know.
Let's-
Speaking about the world, right? Africa.
yeah.
Just brought something up to me. We're coming into that time of year. Also about what you were talking about earlier, like you're wearing longer pants, stuff like that. Australia, you go through a miserable period where you get a little bit depressed during winter. The winter depression. Everyone knows about that. It can occur.
You work from sun up to
And
sundown.
yeah, and that's why a lot of
That
people.
is the part that fucks you up.
That's why a lot of people hop on a plane and go to Europe. And we're coming up.
Are
to
we
Euro-
doing this again?
We're coming up to Euro summer this year, but I have a theory this year. I feel like Euro summer this year is going to be quiet.
You know what I agree. I've noticed the same thing. I reckon, and next year is really going to prove it for me.
Yeah.
It's either every 2 years everyone goes,
Yep.
or it's more of a 3-year sort of operator where you blow your money every year, you save for 2 years, you cop the misery, and then you have a blast on Ibiza.
Do you know what I reckon? I agree 100%. I reckon it's a 2-year operation. I reckon they all go 1 year. They go next year, I'm going to save some money. It hits June and July. Like, I wish I was there next year. 100% I'm going. They go next
Can
year.
I
reckon
rephrase
it's a
you in
2-year
one
thing.
little bit there?
Yeah.
So they come back and like really what their dads are thinking is shit. I've got to save some money for a couple of years. You're staying home. And then when the bank's built up, mortgage is paid, and they're like, oh my God, yeah, you go away for another year.
You know what I reckon we'll see? We won't see Euro summer. We'll see like a Japanese winter. And I know it happened a little bit this year.
Isn't
but-
there winter in our
well, a Japanese summer, their winter.
Japanese? Let's just go
An
Japanese.
Aussie summer, Japanese winter. We're going to see cunts go to Japan.
Yeah,
right?
100%. All right, Japan's big this year.
Yeah.
I've already noticed a lot of people going to Japan at the start of the year. It's going to kick even harder in the end of the year, I reckon.
We see
You know
a lot
what
of
I'm
flight
hoping?
attendants.
I'm hoping because Cox and I and my partner at the end of the year, we're going to Bali, and I hope it's a big Bali summer.
I mean, Bali's always big in summer. I mean, if it's not Aussies you're partying with, it's the Balinese, which you could argue is probably better.
Or sketchier.
Definitely sketchier, 100%. No hate to the Balinese. It's just how it is.
They will plant drugs in your pocket.
They can.
Yeah, but if you sniff them before they search you, who's going to fucking know?
Allegedly.
I mean, get the bin chicken to sniff them.
Yeah.
Of course.
But yeah, that's just my take on Euro Summer this year.
Oh, I agree with that. I really
hope
do.
it doesn't happen again.
It won't.
Wait,
next year.
because last year was like out of this earth. What happened last year?
Well, last year I was
like-
envious.
Last year, it was like every third person was
Last year, Instagram stories edged me. All my winter, their summer.
in like a terrible edge.
Yeah.
Not an
with no-
edge that I could enjoy.
Edge with no finish line in sight.
Edge with no finish.
Eternal
Oh.
edging, essentially.
You've been sentenced.
Do you have any other like sort of takes that?
That's me.
No,
out.
I reckon we get into it.
How good we've talked yowies, we've talked marathons.
I want to talk about a little bit of a fuck up I had at work today, which is like a bit funny. It's super quick. Do you mind? Do you mind if I get this off my chest?
Oh, we're right, mate. We'll
Yeah,
go
I
on to
reckon
the
you
next
shut the
topic.
fuck up. Let's go to the next one.
All right, it's my next segment. No, I'm saying it anyway.
Oh, we've been serious.
So I was at work today, and you know when someone's like being negative, you
Yeah.
call them like, oh,
Bro, struggle with that
Stop
word.
being a neg, like stop
Yeah.
negging.
No,
And-
no. I fucking know where this is going.
And she's like, you always say that to me. Like, I'm not negging. I said, you were literally a negger. Negger, N-E-G. And then I was like, oh my God, I cannot, like, I was like, oh, that sounds so
Oh
bad.
my
I was like, I'm
God,
sorry, like
man. That
It
is
didn't happen.
shocking.
And I was like, dude, I was like, it's N-E-G, negger. And like, said it louder.
Bro, repeat it.
Because I said it louder to repeat, like, no, I meant N-E-G.
Yeah.
And the amount of heads it turned to me, and I was like,
Was there like a...
yeah. Because everyone's like on these phone calls around me, like, and just turned around and looked at me like I was like this villain. I was
That's
like, no. Like, that's
Didn't
not,
that
that's not-
happen to fucking Ninja? Shout out to the Fortnite God. He said that on his
that
live
was
stream. Do you
bad
remember
too.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, it
Ninja
was
was like, stop being such a negger. Like, as in like...
Can we just like reiterate? We
clarify.
are saying N-E-G-G-E-R, neg.
In regards
short
to being
for
negative.
Negative. We're not doing that, and we aren't endorsing it, and we're not promoting
Yeah.
it at all, and by any means.
No, like we always say.
Oh, like,
context
shut
is
up. If
important.
you're going to take this out of
Context.
context,
Yeah, go search up the
screw
fucking
yourselves.
clip.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah,
fucking...
fuck you.
But it
Dude,
really,
AI couldn't even change their opinion on this. We've been solid about how we take this.
it really framed me for a minute there. So if any allegations come out from people at work calling me something, like, it's not true, that's what happened there.
Yeah.
We've known
I'm
what
glad
you've been.
you- I'm
We've
gl-
known what you've been for a while, mate.
I'm glad you've cleared things up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right,
that's
let's-
it for me.
let's
Are
get
we
into
doing
it, eh?
our main segment?
Should we
'Cause
just
it's a long
go
fucker.
straight into our main?
All right, why not, eh?
Let's
Why
just
not?
keep this. Let's get the ball rolling.
We have a
Nah,
cracker one.
I've really got to piss, so let's just take a fucking break.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
boo-hoo.
See you soon.
Womp womp.
All right, so you know what I've been thinking about? So a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, we talked about things that are legal but should be illegal. Now I'm
Yes.
talking about now I want to talk about the things that are in fact illegal but should be legal. So I'm going to kick us off with one that might like brainstorm you boys.
And we just want to put it on the record that because they are illegal, we do not condone them.
No, 100%.
All right? So we're not advocating for
And
them.
we're not saying go out and do these sort of things, but we're saying more like
We wouldn't-
We're saying in a
it'd be
world-
nice if you
Yeah,
could.
we're saying
Yeah.
in a world that these were legal, we'd indulge, dabble, if you will, in them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kick us off with one. It'll get the brain flowing. Everyone's fucking thinking it. I might as well address the elephant in the room. Weed.
Yeah, look, not big weed smokers at all. We've never done.
Never
it
have
anyway.
done.
We've never done that, but it'd be nice.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if I could be sitting on this couch.
now.
Picture this. I'm in a 1990s bar. I'm smoking a joint.
Better, a 2024 bar.
That's the world I want to live in.
Yeah.
Some people don't want it. I'm just saying, man, that like weed, there's worse things out there that people do.
There's a thing with weed where you can smoke weed with some friends and you can have a way better night of having a drink. You know
One
what
would
I mean?
really argue that indulging in alcohol, which is legal,
Yeah.
is probably more harmful than smoking a blunt.
100%. Or even edibles.
Or a bong.
If you're worried about the smoke going in your lungs, there's edibles. There's other things you can do. I think weed should be legal. I agree.
In all forms, in brownie form, in
Gummy bear form.
Kevin 07 form. You know,
Shout
man.
out to Kevin 07, a famous bong.
Oi.
Famous Bond, good fella. He comes around to say hi every now and then. Good fella. He will rip the fucking lid off you, but nevertheless, someone that, and we had a predecessor before him, David,
Yeah.
who also
Well, we didn't.
knew the way with like how you were feeling and what you needed.
And like, even if you're kicking around with like a dirty Gato bong, so what?
I mean, it would stop a lot of crime on the streets.
Do you reckon?
I reckon 100%. Eshays wouldn't feel as cool doing it because it's just like legal. Anyone can do it. They wouldn't be dealing at school. They'd just be getting off their parents when they go home.
See, the thing is, alcohol isn't frowned upon because you can walk down to your local Dan Murphy's and get a box or something. If you could walk down to your local dispensary, get an eighth of weed, not that I know what an eighth is. But or a stick, not that I know what that is either. But you could go down there, no one would bat an eyelid. You'd go home happy. Everyone would be happy. The economy would be fucking happy. And that's the next thing, because when it comes in that weed is legal, the Australian government is going to take it for the world's longest cowgirl ride.
Yeah, and we're not saying as well smoke it and drive. Like we're not saying that. It's like,
But you can't drink and drive either.
well, exactly.
There's got to be a clear line between amongst all these things we want to endure.
And look, if the Australian government's against it right now, picture this: just tax it. Holy fuck! Would not everyone be happy? Like, you know
That's
what I
what they're
mean?
going to do.
It's just like,
tax it so we start a competitive market against the government and our local street thugs.
And then it's subject to inflation. And then we get charged through the fucking gills like you're buying capsicums from Coles.
and there you go, drug deal.
Capsicum from Coles. Jesus Christ.
$9 a kilo.
Oh,
No,
do you know-
$18 a
Do
kilo
you know
or
what I
$9?
started doing this week?
$9.
Started going to a fruit shop near me. Guess how much it was for a capsicum?
How much?
$1 for a big fuck off one.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, full of asbestos.
Nah.
No, what is that? Not asbestos.
I started the other night. Good
Yeah,
capsicum.
that was good capsicum.
Good capsicum.
But like, arguably, maybe a 6-pack of Bundy rum more damaging than a fucking eighth of weed.
But a 6-pack of Bundy rum is more damaging than giving a cue of meth to a drop kick.
Well, Bundy rum will make chickens
Fight
fucking
emus.
emus.
6 Bundy rums, 6 puffs of a joint.
What you tell
What's
me?
safer?
What effect is worse?
Well, I'd say the bloke who's got munchies over the bloke who wants to fight.
What's better for society? That's the real question.
That's the question we got to ask. But it's starting to get legalised everywhere. ACT, shout out to them. Canberra, the capital state of Australia.
Yeah, they're ahead of the game.
It's legal there.
You know, the thing you question is, if the capital's doing it, how the fuck are we so behind?
Well, I'll tell you what, those politicians, those Greens that live in the ACT,
If Julia
that shit
Gillard
every
was
day.
still in government, she'd be lighting up a blunt in court.
Is it ACT or Canberra that's trialing the 4-day working
so
week?
Canberra is in ACT. So, yeah, good one. Almost.
Not renowned for my geographical
No, we've never
knowledge.
we've never claimed to be
I've never
smart.
claimed to.
Ever.
Never. But, oi, are one of those trialing a 4-day week? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
One of the towns.
I think ACT is trialling a 4-day work week.
Apparently
You know,
productivity is going through the roof.
But what
Jojo,
it
I know
is-
you think that's the solution, but from you going from 12-hour days, if you knew, your boss knew you had Friday off, you'd be working 14 to 60 hours a day.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The 4-day work week, it's not like less hours per week. It's still the same
10-hour
amount of
days,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah, just longer days, which
I'm all
100%,
for yeah.
that would be sick doing that. Are
Well,
you
I
gonna
mean,
go next one, should
we
I?
go to work from dark in the morning to dark at night in winter. So it's all a fucking mind game if we're doing a couple of hours extra on either side. Really.
Yeah. One thing that should also be legal, that is illegal. I just want to state that. Running a red light from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m.
I had that.
I've given a small bracket because
great shout.
there's got to be a little bit of leeway.
Yeah.
But from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m., no one's on the road. You're stopping at a red light. There's no one going. You should be able to legally run it if there's no one there.
And this is more
Agree.
like this is
Agree.
looking after the safety of our electronics, sorry.
Yep.
Like they need a fucking rest too, man.
Well, do they just turn them off and make them give way signs?
Well, maybe
No, because give way, you can sort of run and give way. But red light, when you know a camera's there, you don't run. But
Well-
if there was a good window where you could check your watch, you look around, no one's on the road, it's 12:01, I'll run it. And the camera winks at you and goes, have a good night.
And I'm not saying like any time of the day you should run a red light, but from those hours, there's no car.
Yeah, let's make it
It's
clear.
plain on.
We're not saying you're 9 a.m. in peak traffic
In a
running
school
through
zone.
a
No,
red
yeah,
light,
no,
hitting a family.
That's what
We're
I was
not
about to
saying
say.
that.
What about making it 110 in school zones? I reckon that would be
No,
pretty
I
awesome.
agree.
I'll get on the back of that. So I've got one here. I reckon, so you know how we got 110 areas? I reckon, like, where appropriate, it should just be faster than 110. Like, you say you got, like, from the sunny coast to Brizzy, say if you made it 4 lanes or something, you could do that whole thing in 130.
I don't
Safely,
reckon,
I
man.
believe.
The traffic's pretty fucked.
No,
there.
that's what I said. 4 lanes in like with the areas that it would work. You know when you got areas where you like you drive for fucking 20 k's and there's the same car next to you. You're keeping a good distance. I reckon there, like we could ramp it up a little bit.
Maybe 120.
120 would be-
120.
I'd be happy to edge into it.
Yeah,
I'm not
100%.
saying put it to 190 German spec. I'm saying let's edge into a better future.
Yeah. No, I agree because if you think about it, right, road speeds have been the same for cars that were built in the 80s.
True.
So it's like the braking system, the safety in cars, so much better now. Why not just up the speed limits by 10?
Yeah, I do understand it. I do. I really do.
Well, we should do what, like, you know, everyone in Germany and that in Europe do, is they take an extended license so you can drive faster. So you go through a different course, more course where, like, you know how over here getting a license is a bit of a piss take.
Yeah.
But so, like, over there they do an extensive course, whatever
good
the
reason.
course is, you take. But then they don't have a speed limit over there. So and there's way less crashes. So it's like your own, whatever you think your own skill of driving is, that's the limit you drive to. And you don't get pissed off when people overtake you going 200 miles an hour because like they're comfortable doing that while
Is
you're
that
comfortable
true?
going
Like,
yours. It
even
is.
in like suburbia.
No,
it's-
obviously there's
oh,
obviously
yeah.
there's like
It's like
exceptions.
highway.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
called a name. So it starts with like a G or something. This famous place in.
Yeah, Gat.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not called G. That's just Germany. There's a
No,
place.
I
there's a
think
place there.
I know where you're talking
where
about,
you can drive however fast you want. You got one?
Yeah, I do. I think this would solve a lot of issues in our world. And I think a mutual punch on would be beneficial for both sides.
I got one that's
All
going
right?
to play in after this. Yeah.
Gladiator style. You and a bloke are arguing like you're just at a club, right? Like, you know
Yep.
how shit happens?
Yep.
And you see them just yelling at each other and then the security guard de-escalates it.
Yep.
Just tap each other on the shoulder and go, hey, let's go punch the fucking lights out of each other around the corner and not get in trouble for it.
If there's consent from both parties,
Yeah.
should
Fair
we
game.
play on
100%.
Maybe if you like blow under the legal limit, I don't know if we want to maybe throw in that rule, just like a little
true.
thing.
Like, you
'cause
can't be
otherwise,
punching out drunk.
yeah,
drunk
otherwise
people.
like 6 money rums. Like
I'm
everyone's dying.
saying if both parties are within 0.0, we'll do the legal limit, 0.05 of each
Yeah.
other,
Yeah.
it's fair game. So say one's at 0.06 and then one's at 0.16. That's fair game.
If they both agree, it can't just be one person's in and just kill
And
someone.
as soon as
that's not on.
as soon as it's taken to the ground, fight's over.
Yep, I agree.
Because that way you can't ground and pound. You know, like you. No,
legalised.
Maybe some
that way you
Okay.
can't ground and pound cowgirl. Like you
So-
can't do that.
One thing to run off the back of that is one of my notes here is almost like being able to bash someone, but save pedophilia, right? I'm not saying legalize pedophilia. That's not where I'm going at all. But I'm saying if someone gets caught for being a pedophile, that kid's parents should be allowed to get locked in a room with that
Avenge
person
them.
and do whatever they want for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Like,
But you'd
beat
kill
the
them.
fuck
You'd
out
kill
of
them.
them.
You'd kill them. Like the parent. I think that's what should happen.
Oh, legalize public execution for pedophiles.
You know what?
See, actually,
you
speaking
know
of that,
genuinely what
the
I
death
reckon?
penalty should be a punishment.
No, you know what I reckon be worse.
Maybe not.
Well, to keep like so there's murder and shit running around. That's sort of like not that you'd like hopefully not have to enforce it, but like the fear of that like being an outcome for you. Hopefully that does enough to like stop some of the real
it'd be
problems.
worse than the death penalty, and I think it should actually happen to pedophiles. Castration and lock them in a jail cell. Cut off their penis. Like,
Yeah,
dead set.
There's a country that does that.
Yeah.
There's a country that does that. They cut off their like genitalia and then lock them away. I reckon. I don't know about death penalty because I feel like rotting away in prison for your whole life would
Yeah,
actually be a
would
lot
be-
worse.
it'd be more of a
death
torment.
penalty is a bit of a cop out.
Yeah.
So Yeah,
I've
that's
got
what I
another
do.
one. This might be a bit controversial. Punching on with minors. All right, listen. Only in the Eshe bracket. Only in the Eshe
In the
bracket.
Eshe. Okay, so at what point are they in the Eshe bracket? TN hat and
I'm
TN
talking
shoes?
they're coming up to you like, come on, bar.
Oh, lad.
But if you see something like that, like, yeah, even if it's illegal or not, still punch their lights out.
No, I reckon the little 12-year-old Eshes that think they're too tough, you
Yeah.
should be allowed to legally just push them over.
Just give them a hiding.
Yeah, just smack them over the back of the head.
If their dads
Do
don't
what
want to
their
do it,
dads
someone's
couldn't.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly
Well
right.
said.
Right,
Or
I
their
got
mums.
another one for us. So, what about this? I really do feel like, so you know, say as a parent, you know how now it's like it's illegal to like sort of hit your kids. And not like in a bad way, but I
it's not
reckon
illegal, is it?
Yeah.
you
it's-
should be able to bring the wooden spoon out and flog your kid a bit. Like, kids turn out better for it. God knows I caught the old wooden spoon and every other bit.
Oh, womp
heaps.
womp. Enough with the sob story.
See, I've never been hit at all by my parents.
We can tell.
It shows. No, but I don't know. I'm not.
That's
I'm
sort
not
of a
for it.
grey area one though, because it's like everyone's perception of how far is too far is very
Obviously, like, not far, but like the good fear of like
Like
you're
if you-
getting a good punishment is what.
Yeah, but my
you know.
parents disciplined me through like words and like other shit. I
There is ways around it.
I
But
wouldn't hit my kids, and I'm glad they didn't hit me.
there is ways around it.
I'm glad
but
I got hit.
It is legal. Like I'm pretty sure you
I don't think now you can, eh?
you can't lay a hand on them.
Yeah.
I don't think you can ever lay a hand on a child,
used to
but
be
I
able
think the cops would be like,
But your own child is like different to hitting a
that-
kid. I'm not saying hit a kid. Fuck me.
He's saying punch on with your future child.
you got one?
Yep. I got another one. All right, urinating in bushes.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck me. I had the exact same thing.
Because
100%.
like I understand you can't piss on people's property.
Or concrete.
Yeah,
I'll give
concrete.
you that.
That's
like,
fucking
Yeah.
gross.
like buildings, yeah, fair enough.
But
Like,
if
don't do it.
you're in there pissing on a bush, it's play on. Like
Yeah.
nobody's getting hurt. Nobody gives a fuck.
Well, I said
Like-
like pissing in public where appropriate.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yes.
If you're in a bush, like Chip, you wouldn't have got community service or like your mate.
Yeah, if I stood up for what was good,
Like,
I wouldn't have got
you're
it.
pissing in a bush in the middle of nowhere, no one's around. I understand if you're like in Fortitude Valley in the city.
If you've
you're
got
pissing
your
in just
cock
like a
out
little
in front
shrub
of
there.
80
if you're in
people,
Fortitude Valley pissing on a homeless man, it's not alright. It's not.
Not a homeless man's bush, by the way. Like I'm talking like a green shrub.
Like a tree. Like something that undergoes photosynthesis.
like, at the end of the day, there's a time, place for everything. But if something like that, I feel, if there's a bush, you walk outside, there's bushes everywhere, like, fuck me, Dad. Surely that cop's been in the same
Why not
position where
soak
he's
it
meant
all
to piss.
in? Why not soak it all in?
Why not? At the end of the day, why not give the fucking plant something to drink?
Well, we're in Australia. Rain's rare.
It is rare.
Should I go a bit left field in this one or keep it sort of how we're going right now?
Whatever you feel, man. Go off vibe.
All right, one thing.
Whatever you think you want to do the opposite.
Damn it. Okay, fine. I'll go a normal one then. Ready? So, I reckon this should be legal. Wanky on airplanes. Bust one out on an airplane. But ever since Osama bin Laden, everyone's been real sensitive about it. Bit of a hangover reference if anyone's watched that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've heard that before, eh?
I don't want to get into technicalities of wanking here, but I think we might have to clear things up.
We might have
so
to.
is this wanking in a way that you've unzipped and you've got
Nah, in
the
a way.
shaft out?
Nah, sneaky
in
one
the-
where you're humping the airplane seat. No,
Well-
I'm kidding.
well,
That
it-
was just a joke.
Oh,
I know.
No, but
okay.
is it a thing that, like, there's people around you, or have you gone to the stall for a little bit of a
Oh,
time?
you've yeah.
We've opened a book to work.
Is it a discreet one or
If you go to the stall,
Look, discreet ones are fine. Like that's. I was on.
well, put it this way: if you're in the middle of an 18-hour flight, everyone's asleep, and you duck away to the toilet,
Well, the Mile High Club.
No.
Does the Mile
Oh.
Wait, does the Mile High Club work if you just bat one off yourself, or is that something that you got to be in a partnership with?
if it does, consider me a gold fucking member.
Is anyone here a part of the Mile High Club?
Dude, we never travel. Oh yeah, that Cairns trip, me and Trip. Me and Trip. Oh my god.
you know what the turbulence was caused from, eh?
No, I'm
Chips
kidding.
back shots.
One thing I reckon
Christ.
jaywalking should be legal.
I had that one too.
I think, obviously, if it's appropriate. Otherwise, it's just on you. Like, you get hit by a car.
That's the thing. If
like, that's just on
jaywalking
you,
should
eh?
be legal, but if you get hit,
It's on you.
it's your own
If
fucking
you're
it's on
walking
you.
into incoming traffic, I mean,
If you're working on a highway, fuck me.
Fuck me dead. If you're jaywalking and it's safe, who gives a shit? Remember that cop that tried to book you for it?
After the
And
festival.
we just heckled him because he had his little iPad out.
just
and then you got off it.
if you're a cop that's enforcing that, you are
Dude,
one
honestly,
of a kind and not in the right.
please book something that fucking matters. Like, you're walking in saying you got some for jaywalking, everyone else is laughing.
Maybe
at you.
book the guy around the corner selling everybody red Mitsubishi pingers.
No,
Right,
don't
maybe-
book him. Don't book him.
No, but it's just like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
But
gonna-
shout out to cops though. Like, we love your work.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing well. It's just those sort of things.
We wouldn't be the same without
they
this.
fucked me over, so no, not really. I'm saying you should be able to be pissed and drive an electric scooter.
Yeah.
And if you fall off and get caved up to the gravel, it was your choice.
And if you hit someone, cause damage,
Yeah,
you own it.
You own it. If you go away for 20 years for like really hurting someone, that's on you.
well,
but
I
if
guess
you,
that's
if
not
you-
legal then, is it?
But if you make it, no. But if you make
make
it,
it
if you
home.
make it home
Well-
with not a scratch on the body, not a scratch on that fucking orange scooter, fair game. You've done a miracle.
But that's the thing. Like, even riding a bicycle, you have to be under the legal limit to ride a bike, which is like,
if some
you
cop
don't want us
pulled
to
me
drink
over,
drive, we can't afford Ubers because they keep cancelling and all this
they
shit.
don't fucking come anyway.
Yeah, so it's like, I'd like to see more people on box. I'd be
what's
riding
the
around.
fine? Surely it's not. It couldn't be similar, eh? From bikes to cars
Probably would be no
Well,
one there.
no, it is. You get demerit points. No,
on a
I
no,
think-
you, on a bike. No,
yes,
you do not.
I think you get a massive fine. Maybe not demerit points, but you do get a fine. Or
I know you
something.
do get a big fine for it.
Because no, but like it's getting to the point, and I'm not condoning it, but they wonder why so many people drink drive because there's no means of transport to get anywhere,
And we're not-
like.
Maybe when trams come to the coast.
No,
maybe
but we're
then
not
it'll
ture
be
to advocate for trams and buses to pop over
No,
around here. We're
fuck
just
them.
advocating for drink cycle riding.
But like
That's what we want.
dude. I'm telling you, like on the main stretch where the clubs are, or like wherever the clubs are and pubs, if a bus ran and everybody had to have a $5 note, they would A, make a killing, and B, make sure everyone got home safe.
safe. 100%.
Yeah.
And if you have
100%.
if you have a security
And isn't
guard
that-
on the bus, making sure nothing
Yeah.
fucked goes on, it's all play on, and it's like a better Uber.
And
Like,
isn't that what it's about at the end of the day? Is making sure that everyone gets home safe.
Yeah. And yes, there would be some fights on a bus, 100%. You put 30 people in the
But
same
you've
place,
got the
it's gonna be a
big
fight.
6'8" secchi to split that shit up.
Exactly. You got a couple heroes as well on the bus. I'll probably split it up. You'll be sweet.
Yeah.
One thing as well that should be
not to
legal.
get political.
I reckon occasional shoplifting from Coles and Woolworths
Yes.
should be legal, but I'm going to put on a little limit there before anyone else is against it. Up to $10 each shop. Up to $10
Yes.
each shop, it should be okay to do a little bit of shoplifting.
It's not often you nail
you
shit, but
fart?
you've nailed that one on the head. Yeah, I did.
Okay, thank you for that.
No, I agree, but like,
Do we think like my take on flowers here? I see the $65 set of flowers, and I put the cheapest flower barcode on it.
allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly, no one's seen me do it.
It'd be a good idea if you ever did it, but you haven't.
I did it at the IGA, not actually.
No. You saw
mind.
someone do it at the IGA.
Yeah.
It wasn't me as well.
No.
But do we think like that's an exception? If you're getting away with switching the old flower barcode, if you're pulling it off, you deserve it, even if it's a $6
Oh,
stretch.
man, they're pulling the fucking teeth out of here. Not to circle back to the capsicums, $9 a kilo. They're probably paying less than 50 cents a kilo.
When Coles and Woolies are pulling in like record margin profits,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, give the people what they want. Maximum of $10 maybe of shoplifting they can get away with each shop. I'm talking like a Cadbury block of chocolate or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? Like just
Something
those
to
little
make
shit.
you
And the
happy.
thing
Like
is,
maybe a bar of soap for someone who
the
needs
stuff
it.
like it, if all the money or most majority of it was going to the farmers instead of these dead shit leaders of a fucking Woolworth coal,
Woolworth Coal.
Woolworth coal, then we wouldn't be angry. We would happily pay $9 for a kilo of capsicum.
Like it would
but
make
when it's
sense.
going to these fucking low riding cunts that own Woolworths, Coles, Aldi. We know you sell cheaper prices, but you sell more in fucking quantity. So you're a dead shitting yourself too.
So you're not supporting.
So if it was going to all the farmers, no one on earth would ever complain.
It wouldn't bat a fucking eyelid.
But when it's going to these fucking freeloaders of a multi-million-dollar company, then we start thinking, you know what? I'm going to come in at 12 and steal your own fucking
Well, then we start
store.
committing crimes.
Yeah, we don't want to be put in a position where
Allegedly.
we have to start stealing shit. But when you're not paying these fucking farmers $1 over the fucking...
You know what?
What's the saying?
I'd steal some crops, give it to a farmer if it was under $10. Why not? Give back where you can.
And don't get me started about this whole shit about donating to a charity, knowing very well that 90% of your donation goes to these dead shit
Well, it's
companies.
just a tax write-off.
Well,
That's all it
literally,
is.
100%.
Yeah, and then they post like, we've donated millions to charity.
Yeah, but you
Have
earn,
you though?
But you earn billions.
Have you?
Well, it doesn't fucking
And
make
none of
sense.
it's been your coin. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, we've said it before, but Mac is asking you to donate every time you're checking out.
Yeah.
Shut up.
For one, Ronald McDonald is an evil cunt.
And he can go fuck himself.
Let's make that extremely clear. The whole theory behind the donations is awesome, but in reality, when they go into a bunch of absolute dickheads that like, pay for jets and shit, then we're talking about Ronald, absolutely jerking me off.
Yeah. And not in a good way.
Not in the way,
In a rough-
not in the way that we're coming, the way that we're thinking. I'm never gonna come ever again.
Is in a rough, nonsensical way. He's just really working us.
In a
and
way
I don't
where you're
like
getting
it.
soft and you're getting the absolute meat ripped from your fucking
matter of
pelvis.
fact, he's not jerking us off. He's flipping us on our stomach
And punching
giving
our
us the
insides.
fucking he's ripping our guts out from us.
Yeah.
And that's the cold hard facts. It
Ronald's
is.
a scum.
Like, and especially with fucking cheeseburger inflations at the moment.
Oh,
matter of fact, they used to be like what, $2? Aren't they like now like $5 for like a cheeseburger?
Do not get me
I used to-
started about the whole fucking
Do not get him started about fast food.
the
all right?
soft serve crisis.
I used to, after school, I'd get a $2 McChicken burger, and I'd be like, this is the best thing ever. They're like probably like $6.50 or $7
They're
now.
fucked.
Like, there is no chance that has happened.
And I
Here's
tell
the-
you what,
here's the
the
pe-
buns aren't getting harder to make.
No, they're not. And I think the burgers are getting smaller. You went grilled burgers.
Oh, shout out to
I
him.
love grilled. Shout out to you, grilled, if you want to hop on the podcast.
If
but
Grilled sponsored us, it would be a lifelong dream, a dream that's only been for 2 years, because that's when I started getting to my grilled work.
yeah.
But
a
seriously,
long journey though, 100%.
I've never had a takeaway burger that doesn't make you feel like shit until I had grilled.
Just grilled is just like, it's so good. but
Anyway, fuck them unless they
honestly, the burgers are shrinking, and I don't want to disregard their efforts because the burgers are awesome. But
They are
the burgers are shrinking, and it's just not adding up. I don't like it. Maybe increase it by 50%. 50 cents. I mean, not 50%. Oh my god. I understand.
Or
but
maybe just
I don't
go back to the
shrinky-
OG.
I don't like the shrinky the burgers, because then we got to get 2 burgers.
Or maybe this,
not
if
filling me up.
everything's going up, dear God, let our pay rise. Please come soon.
Yeah, let's match it.
Here's back to the topic. How about things that are illegal? No, things that are illegal but shouldn't be.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a
How
few.
about
that's what we're
committing
talking about.
arson on Macca's, Coles, and Woolworths?
Game on.
One would say the play's already in
Depends
motion.
what it is, of course. Like, if you're burning the whole cunt down, maybe like string it back a bit.
Yeah, if there's people inside,
Like,
maybe not.
Or maybe
Bernie McCap's going to hold down fair game.
if you're like protesting and doing like a shit in the middle of the floor in the deli section, maybe like a little bit too far. But other little things,
Yeah.
like a little bit of malicious damage.
maybe shoplifting was right.
Yeah, shoplifting. I think we should probably.
Have you got any more?
No,
Yeah, I've got one.
I'm all out.
What are your thoughts on car sex?
I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was
Like,
illegal.
sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Illegal or not legal?
It's illegal.
Yeah, I know, but do you reckon it should be legal or illegal?
Well,
I reckon
It depends where you are.
If
like-
you're raw dogging in public daylight, maybe
Alright.
not. Like,
all right, same as a traffic light. Car sex from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m.
pay on.
Yeah.
If you're out- if
I'd
you-
like to extend those hours to 11 till 4, if possible.
I'll think about your.
I find it fine. The bill passes.
I'll consider your offer.
But maybe if you've got a bit of showman about you, like maybe you like doing it, and maybe if
a bit of a show
if you're
pony
putting
about
yourself
ya.
in a position where you can be seen and you got that bit of show pony about you, I think it should be legal because you know the risks, you know the reward.
If you're
Play on.
if you're hopping around like a Shetland and you don't mind seeing
Yeah.
people,
Shit,
go ahead.
this cunt.
But nah, actually, I'm gonna backflip on that. If people can see you, maybe don't do it.
Well, you
But apart
can't-
from that, if you're in a car park, god damn it, and a cop car pulls up, doing a lap around the car park for no reason, and then you're getting booked like a few $100s.
Yeah, for raw dogging the fuck out of
Oh,
someone in the
fuck.
back seat.
I feel
I've
sorry
actually
for them. We're not people who dabble in this because it is illegal.
Yeah.
But god damn it, you got to feel for the people that are getting booked for these sort of situations.
But the thing
I have a
is,
story about this, which isn't my own, but I might tell it in the future.
oh,
Where
is
need
that-
be.
is that- bro, why do you
kidding?
do that to
You
us?
can't edge me
No,
like
no, no.
that.
Because, like, believe it or not, I may have witnessed this live, and I don't really want to fucking.
Well,
admit
Chip,
it.
tell
Well,
us
wait.
what you saw.
All right, so I was a keen observer.
Yeah, observer.
Sitting in my balcony, and I looked down and I saw a very familiar car come into the car park.
Yeah.
And I saw these two kids, not kids, let's make that. These two very over 18-year-olds getting into their work over what I suspected an anniversary and a very nice, lovely dinner, which meant a lot to both of them. And I saw them getting to work, and then moments later, I saw a cop car walk into the car park. They both stopped. They both, I presume, were both naked, and their shoes may have been on. Their pants may have been wrapped around their ankles, couldn't go anywhere.
Good job.
And I saw these poor people sit in the car, fear in their eyes as the cop car slowly edged towards them. It took a peek, kept driving, and then, yeah, these kids may have kept going, and then they drove home. But at the end of the day...
It's the fear.
But it's the thrill. The thrill was lovely.
yeah. No,
the
but-
thrill was lovely. I mean, I assume, for the people that it happened to. But the thrill's good enough doing it in public, I presume, for the people that do this sort of stuff. But they shouldn't have to have the fear. They should have the thrill with no
Why
fear.
are we living in fear? You know what I mean?
Mate, but
that's
that-
the biggest thing there. That's the ticket. That's the thing we
But
can
like-
run away with.
Dude, most of the time, like I've done a couple laps. Shout out to Kiwana Pocket. All right, I'm driving around
The
Kiwana
Bolsa
Pocket.
car park, infamous.
I like to eat my grilled burgers there. All right, and you rock
Same.
up at
Bro,
like
one of the
8:30
special
No,
sauce.
no,
No, so, I honestly eat my grilled
8:30
burgers there as well. Like,
8:30, 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
and you drive past and you see P-platers, and all you see is misty windows, silhouettes, and then you connect two and two. And I sit there and I don't know how to work. Like I can appreciate that they're getting after. I'm not necessarily watching.
But you know what?
live action.
You know what?
myself over there.
You know what the misty windows and silhouettes symbolise? It's
Hard
that
work.
love is still
You.
real. Love is still real in the purest form God has ever seen.
Should we wrap it on that for that topic?
I've got one more for you, lads.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck.
And
Go.
it might be, I'm not 100% sure about this one, but I'm saying maybe it's to say your parents with you and you've gone to the pub. If you're 17, I reckon you should be able to have I'm going to cap it at 2 schooners, family dinner. Maybe a 17-year-old should be able to have like a couple schooners.
If they're supervised with their parents.
If their parent
Yeah,
is
okay.
controlling them,
not bad.
buying their liquor,
Yeah.
and very cautious of how their child prodigy, if you will, is acting and behaving at said venue.
That's actually
Not
that's
bad.
kinda a good
Don't
one.
mind it.
Well, now that you agree with Hal, what do we think about the 16 and 15-year-old age?
No, I don't think so.
All right, let's kill it.
Well, with this one, should we just roll straight into our LFI,
Yeah.
wrap up the episode then?
Fuck it,
I've
why
got the LFI this week, and it's a little bit in theme to Chip's marathon.
Yeah.
Right? Just to back you up here, Chip. And my dad actually sent it to me after Chip finished, which is a little bit more like a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Has a little bit more,
It's a timeless
A bit
sort of
more
quote.
meaning.
a bit more meaning. That's
It's
exactly
a
what I was-
timeless quote. It will never age.
And it is motivation will have you finishing the first mile. Discipline will have you running a fucking marathon.
But not in Chip's case. Half marathon.
No, but
Weak gutted dog.
Still the first of us three to do it, so.
Yeah, 100%. Well done, Chip.
That is,
And
yeah. Oh, shout out to you, Chip.
bit of a
Thanks,
fiery
mate.
quote
Appreciate
there.
it.
Shout out to
And
that.
then I've got the song of the week this week. Jack, I'm pretty sure you do like the song. And it's a song I've been listening to for months and months now. I don't know. I thought I brought it up ages ago, but I didn't. But I'm going to say song of the week this week is Love Is Real by Morgrab and the Ludes.
Yes, I do like this
Very
song.
vibey song. It's sort of a song where like you might be feeling a bit low and you hear this and you're like, oh shit, my vibe's just going up and up.
Maybe
and up.
life is actually pretty good.
Well,
You
it's
get a
like
bit of
those
a-
reels, and it's like so and so. If this happened, how good would life be?
Yeah, and
that's
it's like
what
them
I'm
flying
thinking.
around the coastline. Those sort
That's
of
what
reels.
I'm thinking. This song to it makes sense.
And life is beautiful. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
We've got big things coming.
100%.
To
We've
Mayfield.
always got big things coming.
And just before we finish, make sure you check out our YouTube. We just posted my infamous half marathon.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you listen to this far, I made it. But if you tuned out, maybe I've got a fucking tattoo.
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe. Yeah, you just get around it. We
Yeah.
got more coming.
Follow
Let
and-
us know if you've liked the YouTube videos as well. A lot, like way different to what we usually do, the content, but it's actually fun making them. So if you guys like it, we'd be happy to make more of them.
We're going to do another one, like our booked in one is,
Yeah.
what's the festival
So we're
called?
going to out for lunch. It's
At to lunch.
out to lunch. Same shit.
No, different number, dickhead.
Different numbers, fair enough. But
Chip
it's-
thought it was a buffet and was so keen and found out it was a
No,
festival.
I just corrected
We're going
my.
out to lunch.
$150 for a buffet. Fucking
No, I just corrected my dickhead of a mate. Oh, let's make that clear.
Oh, okay. Sorry, fair enough. Anyway, so we're not going out to lunch. It's a festival. It's on Coolangatta Beach in Gold Coast. It's Fisher, flight facilities, vintage culture, you name it. We're going to be filming that whole weekend as well. So if anyone's going to that as well, fling us a message or something.
Yeah,
Or
check
find
out
us because we'll have a camera strapped to us at all times.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, check out our socials, Mayfield _co, sorry, on Instagram. Check out TikTok and obviously our YouTube. We're starting to get on top of that now, which is good.
Yeah.
And then, also the Song of the Week playlist. We've said it before. No matter what mood you're in, I guarantee if the song that's playing doesn't suit you, the next song will.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm backing to the fucking
And
grave.
that's the beauty of Song of the Week, right? The playlist is because it opens you up to new music.
Yeah.
It's a bit of different. It's like a bit of different. It's got a bit of everything. Is what I'm looking for.
It's got a bit of rap, bit of indie, bit of techno.
bit of sad
Very
and a bit
sad.
of bad.
All right.
We'll go fuck ourselves.
Have a good rest of your fucking week.
Bye.
Trot on.